Hello and welcome back to Mixing with the Seychelles. Today we're in the kitchen with Addison and we're going to be cooking some snacks for her school lunch. Now Addison, what are we cooking this morning?
Brownie.
Okay, and what do we do when we organise to cook up some brownie for you?
We find a recipe on Cookie Dough.
Yeah, and then do we add it to our collection?
Yeah.
Okay, so where do we go to get the recipe once we've found it on Cookie Dough?
You press the 3 lines on the Thermomix onto My Recipes, Created Collections, and scroll down to the collection that has it in, and then you press on it and you can scroll down and see what you need for it, and then once you've got everything you press start cooking.
Okay, so we've pressed start cooking, so we need to preheat the oven. Did you want to go and do that one? Alright. So while Addie's preheating the oven.
Wait, is it 160?
It is on 160, darling, yes. You can find us on our Facebook page where you're watching this from, as well as on YouTube and Instagram at Mixing with the Seychelles. But on Facebook, we're at Robin Ange Seychelles. You can contact us on our email at mixingwiththeseychelles@gmail.com. Okay, back to Addison. What do we got next, Addie?
Grease and line a square cake tin and set aside.
Now, did I do that before we started?
Yeah.
Okay, so we can skip that one, can't we?
Yeah.
Alright, let's go.
440 grams of Rapadura sugar or raw sugar.
Okay, now to start with we need to take the lid off, don't we? Otherwise we can't put anything in. There we go.
Okay.
Now, while we're doing this, Addie, do you like cooking with Thermomix?
Yeah.
Why do you like cooking with it so much?
Because it's easy to use and it's kid friendly.
It is very kid friendly, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so how much do we need?
440 grams.
440 grams. Must be very sweet one, this one, is it?
It's raw sugar. It's not as sweet.
Oh, is that right?
I think.
Okay.
$280.
Now, as you can see, it is very kid friendly, which means that any one of us can become a cook in the kitchen.
Even you.
Even me. So if it's something that you're interested in, please feel free to drop us a line, reach out to us, and we'll see how we can go about getting one of these on your bench in your kitchen as well. We're getting close?
Yep, 440 grams.
Perfect. You're doing better than me with the measurements, Addie.
I was at 439 and I wanted to get it to 440.
Okay, what's next?
Now press next. Insert measuring cup into mixing bowl.
Now this bit's going to be a little bit loud because it's going to ask us to mill the sugar right down.
Only for 2 seconds on speed 9.
Okay. Alrighty.
Now press next.
Now, let's have a
Carefully
look at that.
open it.
Yeah, you need to carefully open that.
Otherwise it's going to go everywhere.
And as you can see, that raw sugar is now granulated right down.
And now we are adding in 1 teaspoon of baking powder. We need to get more baking powder.
We need to get some more, do we? We can do that.
1 teaspoon.
Very good.
Next, the cocoa. 70 grams of cocoa powder.
So the beauty about how easy this Thermomix is for the kids to cook is that they can cook up some pancakes for you on a weekend morning and have them ready to go when you get out of bed. Hey, Ads?
Yeah. And you can make butter, which makes buttermilk pancakes.
It does.
Whoopsie daisies.
How much more have we got?
12 grams.
Oh, I reckon we
12
can live with
grams
that.
over.
I reckon we can live with that.
Probably. Can you close it?
Yep, I can do that. You move on to the next one. Oop.
Okay. 100 grams of plain flour.
Now in this house we've got a couple of celiacs, including Addison. So all of our cooking is done gluten-free.
So we get
So that everybody in the house can eat the same things.
and enjoy it.
That's right. So there are some recipes we need to alter slightly, but a lot of the recipes on the Thermomix are actually made for gluten, for celiacs, and for various other allergy types as well.
Like you can search up nut-free recipes.
Correct.
Insert measuring cup into mixing bowl. Up to speed 10, so it's going to be loud again. Next. Now we want to get a bowl.
I'm going to transfer all of that into the bowl. Now before we do, I'll just show how that looks. So all of that now has combined nicely into the one mixture.
Powder.
There we go, Ads.
Now we pour it carefully into the bowl, making sure not to spill any of it. Because then, if you spill it, then it'll be bad.
And you have to clean up after yourself then, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And we don't want to have to do that, do we?
No. Do you think that's enough for
Yeah, that's good.
Now we set the bowl aside.
And we move on to the next step.
For next. Now we're doing chocolate.
Now the recipe calls for dark chocolate,
But we make it milk chocolate because we don't like dark chocolate.
Exactly, and that's the beauty of these recipes. You can modify them to suit your own needs. How much do we need?
200 grams.
200 grams.
So this whole block and a bit more.
Okay.
Because this isn't full.
Okay. Now, do you want me to help you with that one?
I got it.
You got it? No worries.
See, it's all broken up.
Good job.
Literally.
Now this next step's going to be a little bit noisy too, Addison, isn't it?
Yep. Because you're going to be grating it
That's it. We're going to be making this chocolate right down
into chocolate
into
chips.
chocolate chips.
But we are going to be adding a bit of chocolate chips in because we don't have enough chocolate. There we go.
Right.
Gone 3 grams over, but I'm sure that's fine.
I'm sure we'll live with that, won't we?
Always clean up after yourself when you're cooking.
Correct.
Next. Now we're going to be putting...
This is another noisy bit.
Yep.
Be prepared.
But only for 8 seconds. Very loud. Next. Now we're going to want another bowl.
Another bowl to put the chocolate into. Now, as you can see from this,
First, chocolate is sometimes in big pieces. Like, there's a couple big pieces in there, but that's fine. See, there's a giant chunk there.
right,
Now we put it into the bowl. Be careful again.
not to make a mess. Good job.
Now we put this back in and set this bowl aside with the powder. Next, unsalted butter cut into pieces.
Okay, so this is butter that we made in the Thermomix a few days ago, isn't it?
Yep.
Comes in very handy. We made the butter just from some cream and just processed it through.
Right?
That's correct.
Now we need to cut it up into pieces.
Yeah.
So make sure not to cut yourself.
Let's move some of these bowls out the way so people can see what you're doing there, Ads, hey?
Okay. 230 grams. Okay.
There we go, and we need a little bit more still.
Yep. This is more butter that we've made.
So this one's come from the freezer, so we made this one a little further back.
Let me get them out. Sometimes Ziploc bags just don't like you.
You get that out? You got it? Good job. Okay, so we only need a little bit more.
This should be enough. Yep.
Good
it's a bit
job.
over.
Little bit over.
But it's fine.
That's it.
We can deal with a couple grams over. Now we go next. 1 pinch of salt.
Pinch of salt.
It says sea salt, but you can add in any salt.
That's it. Once again, we can alter our own ingredients
So we add a bit of
to our
extra
own
salt.
taste.
Now go next. Insert the lid again. Next.
Now what are we going to do? So,
Turning the speed selector to 2 for 2 minutes.
yeah.
And this one isn't going to be loud.
Now, because this is a program setting, it's already come up with the time. It's come up with the temperature as well, because it's going to melt that butter down. And the speed came up as an automated one as well.
So you can spin it as far as you like, but it won't let you go over.
Very good. So while we're mixing with this one, Addie, would you be in the kitchen doing this if we didn't have a Thermomix?
No.
No, you wouldn't, would you?
No.
It would be too hard to do all this without Thermomix, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you love the Thermomix for how much good stuff you can make?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's much easier than doing it by hand.
That's right. Saves us some time, doesn't it?
Yep.
And are we able to make some good meals with it as well?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Like risotto, even though I don't like it. Buttermilk pancakes.
Beef stroganoff.
Yeah. You can also steam your meat in the Thermomix in the Verona.
Yeah, you can. That's right. You can steam your chicken.
In the Verona.
But in the bowl itself, because the bowl is now able to get up to 160 degrees, we can actually brown our meat in the bowl as well.
Yep. A couple of nights ago we did Mexican.
That's right. We did our Mexican mince with it, didn't we?
Yep. And when it's also spinning around, melting it, and you can hear it when it's a bit when it's like liquid, because you can hear the liquid just spinning and spinning.
Yeah, you can hear the liquid moving as opposed to it being a solid moving around.
And it says to prolong the time by 1 minute if it's necessary, which it probably is for us because we got it out of the freezer.
But we'll see how it's going home because it wasn't all of it that was out of the freezer. Okay, pop the lid, check that out. How does that look?
There's a couple of pieces there, so we're going to have to prolong it again.
We'll put it on for another minute, won't we?
Yeah. Do I just go back
Yeah.
and then go next again? And then change that to 1 minute?
Correct.
That's...
There we go. So once again, because we wanted to keep it in a pre-program, we just hit back and then next
again.
so that we can get to the same step again. And then we reduce the time on there just down to the 1 minute.
Yep. So that it doesn't burn.
That's right. We don't want burnt butter, do we?
No.
Yeah.
Because that would taste bad.
It would.
Terribly bad.
So if yourself or someone that you think would like a Thermomix, please feel free to pass our information on to them so that we can come out, we can do a cooking experience with them, and we can show you all the other benefits, added benefits to the new TM6 model. The TM5 was great and we didn't think that we could improve on it, but they have done so with the TM6. So I'd love to be able to show you all the other additional features that are in the new model now.
Because with the TM5, it wouldn't connect to the internet and you couldn't get cookie dough. Now we'll have another look.
Yeah,
See?
take another peek in there. How does that look in there now?
Melted.
All
don't you
melted?
think?
Yep, that looks melted to me.
And then looks like that.
All
and
melted.
then
Good job.
put it back in. Just for now. Add reserved cocoa mixture. And I have the jug on the bench so that it's easier to use.
That's right. It's easier for you to see in there from the bench, isn't it?
Yes, because I'm short. Now this one might be a little bit messy.
Now, did you want me to do that bit for you?
I normally can do it.
Okay. All right.
Normally.
Okay. Let's come and give you a hand, hey?
Yeah. See, it gets a bit messy. Even for adults.
There we go.
And if you do get any on the side, like on the rim, you just want to push it in so that it doesn't make a bigger mess when you're mixing it.
And so it doesn't get caught up underneath the lid, hey?
Yep. Next. Adding in the 4 eggs.
Now, did you want to crack them on the handle like we normally do, eggs?
Oh yeah.
There we go. One.
1 egg.
Straighten them in.
Straighten the bin. I know.
Turn that around. So this part here is where we crack it on the handle of the jug.
And it cracks well. I'm just going slowly because I don't want any eggshells to get in there.
No,
We don't want crunchy brownie.
Correct.
I knew you were going to say that. Sometimes I get a little bit of eggshell in there, but no one knows. Other than Dad, because I just told him.
That's alright, as long as you get the pieces that have got the egg in it, Addie, that's fine.
You can't tell.
Oh, really?
Because I've done it once.
Have you?
Yeah.
There you go.
Now, once you've cracked eggs, you always have to wash your hands. Because you get egg all over your hands.
Very good.
Once you've washed your hands, don't touch anything, Dad.
I'll just put the jug back on. Put the bowl back on the machine.
Okay. Now, put the lid back on it and turn it up to speed 5.
Just for 5 seconds. That's just to combine everything together with the butter now. Yeah.
To turn it into a batter. Stop. Thank you. It's about time. And now it looks
much more like a batter now, doesn't it?
Yep, just like that. And sometimes you have to get out the spatula just to scrape down the sides.
Correct.
Because you don't want any powder.
In your finished mix, do you?
No, because otherwise it wouldn't taste the best.
Dry and powdery. You don't want that, do we?
No. And you also want to do this so that you get all of the butter and stuff that off the walls of the bowl. Sometimes it's a bit tricky.
But
I can handle it.
With practice, you'll get it, won't you?
Uh-huh.
There we go.
And then,
Good job.
and because it's got this around it, and you put it on the bench, the dirty part on it won't get on the bench. Now we're going to press back. Go next.
You can do it again. How
Yeah,
much was in there?
Because
No.
of the powder.
Okay, alright. You want to do it again? We want to put a lid on first, though, don't
I
we?
know, I just realised.
Another important safety feature is that the machine won't turn on without a lid being on there. Hey, Addie.
Just stop. Because it says for a long time if necessary, so
Okay, very good.
I didn't actually see that.
Alright, so that looks a lot better now.
Yep. Now it's turned into an actual batter and there's no powder at all
Good job.
of it. So now we'll press next. And we'll add in the grated chocolate that we put aside before. This one is always a bit easier because it's not powder.
That's right. There we go. Pass me the bowl. I'll put that over
Now
here.
we'll go next. Now our vanilla. It says 1 tablespoon, but we change it to we adjust it.
We're just going to free pour the
Because in
vanilla.
our family we love our vanilla. That's a bit more. Do you think that's enough?
Yeah, that'll do.
Because we
That'll
don't want
work.
to add too much that it's got too much vanilla flavour in a brownie.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's meant to be chocolate flavoured, not vanilla flavoured.
Okay.
Next, now onto speed 4 and on a little look-sees. And
Looks like a beautiful
just like
chocolate
that.
brownie batter, doesn't it?
Uh-huh. Now press next, and it says to pour the batter into a prepared tin and use the spatula to smooth the surface until it's even. So we grab our tray. You might need your dad.
Yeah, I can do
This
that. I can
tray.
help you with that one. But while we're doing this, we'll get this into the oven for you, and we'll take some photos and we'll post the photos up later. But as we said, if you would like to, let's turn it around so we can show them.
Okay.
So, as you can see, nice brownie mixture. So, if you would like to get in touch with us, we can come around, we can give you a cooking experience and show you how easy it is to cook like this for yourself at home from your own bench. So please feel free to drop us a line. Our email is mixingwiththeseychelles@gmail.com, or you can find us on Facebook, Instagram or YouTube, Mixing with the Seychelles or Rob and Ange Seychelles. Thank you. We'll come back to you with some photos of this after it's been cooked up, and we'll let you know what Addie thinks of this batch this time that she's done. Thank you.
Bye.